In this video, we're going to talk about OAuth connections inside of CRM. These custom service connections are made basically the same throughout different apps inside of Zoho. However, recently, Zoho has removed the Zoho OAuth as an option inside of our connections. You can see here we have one that is active. However, I cannot edit it, and if I revoke it, I will not be able to reconnect it. Now, what this did for us when it did exist is it allowed us to attach scopes from multiple different apps at once. And sometimes it included things that the native connections just didn't have in them because they either forgot it or whatever the case might be. The fact that they removed this does add some more pain in making these kinds of custom connections, but it is something you have to do. For instance, just recently, I had to work with the marketing automation API. Now, marketing automation doesn't actually even have a default connection inside of Zoho, one of their own apps, and doesn't have a connection. So the only way to interact with this is what I'm about to teach you today, and that is how to make a custom service connection that is used for Zoho and allows you to do multiple scopes or even scopes that they might not have in their default services. So let's get right into it. So the first part of making your custom service will be to come down here to custom service. This is where you're going to kind of prep build your connection. Now note, everything I'm about to show you, you will have to be an admin in your environment to be able to work with this. So what we're going to do here is go to create service. Now this pops up our service page here, and you can add other services too outside of Zoho. This video is not going to cover that, but this is also how you would make a connection inside of Zoho with a third party if it didn't already exist, and make it so that it retains the refresh cycle. And so specifically with Zoho, we are going to be using OAuth 2. What we're going to do here is let's go ahead and make the Zoho marketing automation service name. And for this, we're going to have to use the query type or the parameter type of header. And so with the parameter type of header, our grant type will be authorization code. And now we have some extra fields here that we have to deal with. And you might not have seen these before, so let's walk through them. So the client ID and the client secret is something very specific to your platform. And so how we do that is we go to api-console.zoho.com. And this brings us to this page. If you've never been here before, then basically as soon as you get here, it is a sensitive operation, so it will very commonly have you log in to the environment again, even if you've already done it. And so in this instance here, it wants us to do the one-time password, so our OAuth. Once you get to the API console, basically, if you've never been here before, you're going to be in this page right here where we would click Get Started. Now, once you get to Get Started, this is a server-based applications. We have all these different other types here. We're not going to talk about those today, but there are multiple ways you can use the OAuth. And now here, what we will do is type in what is this OAuth for. So specifically here, this is for Zoho marketing automation. However, I already know it's not going to like this because this has the word Zoho in it. So we will have to actually remove that. I can put marketing automation here and that is fine. For the homepage URL, this isn't actually super important. We can put whatever we want here for this specific instance. But what I like to do is go ahead and put in the authorized redirect URIs. I like to put that right back into here as there's no harm in it. Now I'm going to go ahead and bring in this authorized URL. And so I have it copied in my notes here. And basically, this is the US version of the authorized redirect URIs. There is one for each different data center. And so I will go ahead and copy these so you can see some of them. This is for EU. And then all of the other domains are going to look like this, except with your domain DC. So this is for EU. This would be the same for China and India. And it's important to also notate Canada because theirs looks like the other domains. However, it has .com.au in it. So this is Canada. This would be the same for Europe, China, and India. However, it would just have the different ending point here, and there's your callback URLs. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to delete these because we only need one here. And once again, like I said, I commonly just use this. Make sure you don't have any trailing spaces, nothing weird going on like that. And I very commonly just go ahead and put that in the same homepage URL as they make you put something in here. So we'll go ahead and click this. This is going to give us our client ID and our client secret. Now, as these say, you should keep these secret. I will be deleting this when I'm done so that, well, it can't be re-accessed into my environment. So let's go back over to our service here. And so we have a field here for client ID that we just captured. We have a field here for client secret that we just captured. Perfect. And now we need to work on the authorization URL, the access token URL, refresh token URL, and the revoke token URL. Once again, these are going to be DC specific. I do not intend to go through these with all the different DCs, but a lot of them are going to be the exact same. Now, one of the things to note here is almost all of them start with this format right here. accounts.zoho.com/OAuth/v2auth. And this is specific for the authorization URL. The only thing that changes between the different options here is what you're going to actually put there. So for instance, this is your access token right here, accounts.zoho.com OAuth v2 token. And you can see auth here. Refresh token is actually the same thing as access token. So we just hit token. And then revoke token is basically token/revoke. So now that we have all of our tokens in place, we can move on. But before we do, I really quickly want to talk about this ending right here. So this is the only area where you have to put this information. And technically you don't need the last half of it. But this right here, access type equals offline and prompt equals consent. What this does is it makes it so that when Zoho is making this call in the connection, that it gets back a proper refresh token that can be used to keep this connection alive. If you don't include this, it'll actually work for you for an hour. And then once that hour is up, it'll have no way to refresh its connection and it'll start failing. So you do need to include this on the backhand side, and that should help you in the long run. So we've done all of the hard part now. Now we just need to talk about the different scopes. So you can include scopes from multiple apps here if you want to. For instance, I could put something for CRM in here, something for OneDrive, something for books, if I wanted to have kind of a connection that did all sorts of different things. That's what the OAuth connection used to do for us. What I'm going to specifically show you today is the marketing automation scopes. And so we can see here that this is a scope for one of their calls here. Each one of their different API calls shows you all of their scopes. And a lot of the times you can actually find their scopes somewhere at the top of their API documentation. Specifically here, we can see this section. We could add all of these as their own scopes if we wanted. We'd add all of these as their own scopes, and then each of these as their own scopes. I'm just going to go ahead and do this. They mention here that they have all for campaign and they have all for lead, which has the biggest sections. So we're going to include that. So let's go back over to our scopes here, and this is where we're going to put that. And so this is the Zoho Marketing Automation Campaign All. And I like to do my naming after I get all my scopes in. So we'll move on here and we'll grab Zoho Marketing Lead All and put that in here. Double check it. And then finally, we can work on these smaller ones right here, Journeys Read, Journeys Create, and Web Assistance Read. Perfect. So we got everything in here. And now all this does right here, the scopes display name, is just gives you more information to give to the user when they click it. I don't actually even think this is required or needed. If you do not use it, then it's just going to show this, which is fine. Otherwise, I guess for one of these, I'll go ahead and put here Web Assistance Read. And that way you can see the difference between how it makes these look. Now, these scopes are going to be comma delimited. So this is different per third-party application. A lot of them do use comma. Some have spaces. I haven't had one yet that has plus, but seeing that it's here, it's probably common out there. And we don't need to do any dynamic parameters. So that's it. We've set up the service. So now all we have to do is authorize this. So let's go ahead and create the service. Oh, it does look like we actually do have to name these. So we will go ahead and set this up real quick and just put in all of the names here. You probably could just do this. Let's just do this. There we go. Now the name is exactly what it looks like, and this one's our special one. This is just ours, nobody else's. So we'll go ahead and create this service, and the service is created. Now, the connection isn't done yet. It is not associated with any connections. Now what happens is you go over to My Connections, and when you create a connection here, you'll have your own option to use your custom service connection. So I can click right here now, and I can name this how I wish, so maybe we call this, once again, Zoho Marketing Automation, and that will make our connection link name here. We are definitely not going to make this yes. There's very certain instances when you would want a private connection, have people authenticate per user. Most of the time you do want to leave this off if you're an admin and trying to do something that affects everyone. The only time you'd use this is, once again, if each person needs to authenticate in your company separately. And we can see here, now we have all of our connections. These are just the ones where I copied the name over. And this is the one where I renamed it what I wanted it to say versus what the actual scope is. There's nothing wrong with using one way or the other. Let's just go ahead and turn them all on. And we'll go ahead to create and connect. And I'm sure you've seen this next screen before. Now that you've made it here, we can go ahead and connect. It'll bring us to this page right here where we are going to allow the marketing automation to access the above data. Very simple. Anytime you set up a connection, it's very much the same. We accept it. It does its thing. And now we have a proper connection we can use inside of our functions. So hopefully this was helpful. I was definitely not very excited in the fact that they got rid of Zoho OAuth, as this was their most powerful connection. And it gave you the ability to span multiple apps and connections with very certain API calls that you're making. You might actually require scopes within multiple apps to make. And there's not many like that, but there are some, and I can't even believe that they don't have one for their own app. So hopefully this helps you in creating your connections, and happy coding to you in the future. So as a final note for everyone, I am going to include a copy of these instructions on our Club Zenatta code share. I just wanted to make sure everyone that is out there who has probably used Zoho OAuth before, or who is wondering how to do this connection now that they've removed that, has access to the data, and it's very simple for them to follow. So I will be sharing that in here, and it's also a good place to join and ask questions or just help other people who need help in coding in the Zoho environments. So thanks so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.